Welcome to the episode of the Love and Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valera. On today's episode, we are going to be recapping and breaking down the final three episodes, the final kind of week of Love Island Games Season 2. As always, I'm joined by my podcast partner, Ashley. How are you doing today?
I am doing good. Another season down.
Really, though?
It's been a lot.
It has been. It's just, and I think it becomes a lot because of just how much it's on. You know what I mean? Like, it's a
Like
lot
at this
every
point,
day.
I don't even want to go to Fiji for vacation.
I'm so over Fiji.
So over Fiji. Never been, but I'm over Fiji. I'm excited for this break from Love Island.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of nice to be able to come in here and just be able to be like, all right, cool. Like, we did our time and we probably won't be back until
next year.
Summertime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Summertime is when we shall return back to Fiji, and I'll be happy not being there until then, if we're being fully honest.
For sure.
So before we dive into the craziness that happened in the finale, obviously we crowned our winner for season 2 of Love Island Games. We have a lot to say about that. But before we get into there, let's talk about Thursday. We're going to talk about Thursday night's episode, Friday night's episode, and then, of course, the finale. So one of the big things that we saw in episode 15 or the Thursday night's episode here in the final week, was the recoupling. They have to basically sit with the girl that they want. Tell me your thoughts on everything that happened with that entire situation.
I was floored. It was actually like embarrassing, cringy. I don't even know what other word to put, but I was super surprised at Toby for some reason. That was definitely a Tyreek move that he pulled. And I know everyone's like, no, that's how Toby is, but like that particular situation was very Tyreek-ish.
Yeah, because I mean, I didn't understand exactly like what was the strategy there? You know what I mean? Somebody explained to me kind of the strategy or the idea of trying to make that type of move this kind of late in the game.
Yeah, like
outside of possibly not believing in his partner that they could, win the entire thing. And I think obviously that does play such a big part in this entire thing of like you want to go into the finale with the person that you feel the strongest about. But the problem with that is, well, on the flip side is how are you going to make such a move like that and just think that it was gonna kind of go off without any qualms, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it was, and you know what? Shout out to Garby. Garby let her know. You know we love Garby. Mm-hmm. She let her know what the deal was. And then I was still kind of surprised at Sydney for choosing them to put, during that game. I was like, why would she do that? But like, I get it. She was upset with Toby. So she's just like, yeah, whatever you say. Like, she didn't even really want to have a conversation with him.
Yeah. My thing is I could really see, like, I can understand it, right? Because, Garby was a player, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the thing, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It didn't feel great in that moment. It was so late in the game. I also feel like, I don't know. I feel like the structure of Love Island Games is weird too. You know what I mean? Like having this swap this late in the game of like a recoupling right before. You almost feel like a lot of people feel stagnant in their coupling. You know what I mean? Because like if I break free, I run the risk of an America's vote because everybody knew there'd be like if you watch the show, you knew there'd be America's vote, or no, maybe not because it's a new season where America's voting. But like you have to know, like since America's played a factor in this season, if you try to switch up this late in the game, you might cost yourself a shot in like the actual finale. So I don't know. It was kind of weird. I feel like the recoupling should have came earlier in the week, maybe like the Sunday before, like the week before the finale. So then it kind of explains things a little bit more. That's one of the big things I felt like. I know this isn't for love, but they're also promoting it for love because like the whole finale is based on the idea of one person winning. Do you choose love or do you choose money? So like it's a weird balance, and like you want to have the best opportunity to win in the finale. So like to me, it was like it makes sense what Toby tried to do. You know what I mean? Because
I
I feel
know.
like he was trying
I
to win.
understood. I understood where he was going with that. Like he obviously wasn't comfortable in going to the finale, or the idea of going to the finale with Sydney. I get it. And he was thinking about himself. But I feel like you said, it was too late in the game. Like, you look crazy now. Because what would he have done if Kendall stayed?
Right. Right. He would have been sliding into them DMs after that. You know what I mean? Like Kendall, you know,
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, so our couples, the competitions were interesting. You know what I mean? Who was vulnerable post episode 15. The couples that were vulnerable were Garby and Casey, Josh and Andrea, Johnny and Gabby. Those were our vulnerable couples after episode 15. Our overall couples alongside of those were the safe couples, obviously, were Isaiah, Lucinda, Toby, Sydney, and Tyreek and Justine. Those were our three safe
Mhm.
couples to go on top of the vulnerable couples. And then we moved into episode 16, where um, Kendall was never staying. Yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
know.
I
I
know.
know. Leave me alone. I'm still crying about that one. Um, and then of course, our girl Garby went home, which wasn't much of a surprise, right? You know what I mean? I don't think that it really kind of shocked me. Can we talk a little bit about obviously Casey, Garby, Josh, and Josh and Andrea there. Can we talk a little bit about how I felt like for it being the final episode before the finale, outside of the cliffhanger, which is really wrong, outside of that, it kind of felt a little underwhelming. You know what I mean? Like
It did. You're absolutely right. It did seem underwhelming. I think like it kind of seemed like it was like just the episode to throw in there because they got to get to Sunday.
right. You know what I mean? Because like obviously when it came down to it, we had our final, what was it, final five, I think it was. Johnny, Gabby, Tyreek, Justine, Toby, Sydney, Isaiah, Lucinda, Joss, and Andrea, right? They were the final, was it five? You know what I mean? Whoever gets the
Mhm.
white ball gets eliminated. It's because of how they were eliminated. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Dwayne
for
makes a good point.
sure. It definitely was. I will say Josh had me choked up over here during that episode. That was I after Kendall and Garby left, I was definitely rooting for Josh and Andrea.
They,
Um, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and they. I feel like they were again. That's where the confusion for me sets in because it's like understanding, and I feel like even like Perfect Match has that issue of like understanding what the show like what is the purpose almost of like the show, you know what I mean? Because you promote it again, you're promoting it two different ways. It's Love Island Games, but you want them to be in a couple. Like it's almost to the point if you want to promote like a Love Island Games, you have a Survivor style atmosphere, Big Brother style atmosphere of Love Island Games. You have people voted out, and you just have everybody start at one time, and then the last man and woman standing are your Love Island game winner. You know what I mean? Like and if blossoms in the air, then it happens. But I just don't know if the coupling, recoupling, and all this stuff, there just isn't strong. I don't know. I just feel like you're dragged down by your partner if you're not very good, and
For
I don't know. And
sure.
it's such a condensed amount of time too, like 2 weeks to.
Yeah, and I agree with Dwayne. Josh needs to develop a social game. Like he's super strong, but like the social game was not up. I feel like I don't feel like I feel like they were like everybody was for them, like going against them. Johnny definitely brainwashed everybody. Tyreek too. Like it was ridiculous. But who did you vote for?
Going into the finale, who did I vote for?
Yeah.
Uh, it was easy for me. I really felt like when it came down to what was our final four, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mhm.
Isaiah and Lucienda were the only safe couple. I mean, Justine was where my head was at just
Me
because,
too.
and I
Me too.
like Tyreek.
I did Justine and
Um,
Tyreek because I was still pissed off at Toby. And
yeah.
Johnny,
So
Johnny, Johnny wasn't touching that money. Johnny was not touching that money, honey.
it didn't matter what you would have made sure to fly to Fiji yourself for the finale,
Yeah,
just to make sure he wasn't
and he was
touching
not
that
touching
money.
that money. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, that's one of the interesting things kind of whenever it boils down to just like again, I don't know. It's just such a weird development of the game, and
You
I
know what
just
it
think that
is?
there's
You have to think about like you still have to remain likable if America's voting.
yeah, which is
Because
fine.
if Nicola did not get hurt, I guarantee you America would have brought her to the end.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm trying like to me it's like it's trying to navigate like I don't know if they just everybody starts together. I agree because the social aspect of the game is hard to control. You can do it, but it's also hard to control A with America involved and B if you're attached to dead weight as a couple, you have no chance in this game. You know what I mean? Like even when you think about Toby's move, Toby's like I want to have somebody strong in the finale. He believed that him and Garby could probably be better off than him and Sydney in the finale. I think he was right. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
to
for
me,
sure. I definitely like there are two different Garby's drive and Sydney's drive are two different. And I love Sydney, but you know, Garby was she was always vulnerable, always in a duel. So she understood. But like you said, it was very like I love Justine. I'm annoyed with Tyreek.
yeah,
Like
right.
it
So
wasn't
that
one
you're
couple.
tied to right, you're tied to, like, both people regardless
Exactly.
of how you feel about them. So when it comes to voting, you really wanna vote for Justine and Tyreek because
Of
you
Justine.
want Justine because you see what happens. If you were a Kendall and Garby fan, when Kendall left, Garby was done. Like, her game was done. So and I think that's the other thing of that doesn't make any sense to me is, like, if you're gonna have it couples, they should duel as a couple, and the couple goes home, not one person. Because Garby was left for dead. You know what I mean? In the competition scheme of things, because yeah, she could recouple with somebody else and attempt to win the show, or whatever. But really, the meat of where she was at was based with Kendall, and then just kind of, it is what
And
it is.
I can't lie, like what did uh Casey do?
Yeah,
He was just there.
he was there for what? I mean, he was less than a week, right?
I want to say, yeah, I want to say he was there less than a week. Who did he come in the villa with? He came with Gabby. I feel
Yeah,
like
because
Gabby kind of did a lot in her little
yeah,
time there.
yeah, versus him doing literally next to
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so let's get to this finale, right? I actually okay, so now everything I said about this leading up to this, I really enjoyed the finale though. I really did enjoy the
Me too.
games. I thought the games were fun. I thought they were creative, and we'll talk about the final game, but that final game was insane. But obviously we saw Johnny and Gabby hit the bricks, right? You know what I mean? So
Johnny
we
was
had
getting that money.
three we had three couples remaining heading into the finale, which was going to be two duels. First one was with all three couples, and then the second duel would be with the couples that finished first and second in the first duel. So we had Lucienda and Isaiah, Justine and Tyreek, Sydney and Toby heading into the first of two duels of competitions. Basically, the game was you must stack a disc on top of another, never being able to stack the big one on top of the small one. If you've ever played with like the circle thing where you moved it, it's like a game. If you know what I'm talking about, cool. If you
Yeah.
don't, you're probably just under the age of 20. So that said, you know what I mean? Like, and you've never had to play like with actual toys in your life. But that said to me,
Wait. And
what am I
you
wrong
could
though?
just keep going and you actually didn't have a fun childhood.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
No,
Like
I
most
know, I know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, they don't have like like I mean, when we were kids, our video games were like Oregon Trail. You know what I mean?
Or
You were
yeah,
worried about
no, for sure.
dying of dysteria and like hysteria. In other words, you didn't even know what they meant, but like you actually died, and you were like, "What am I supposed to do with my life after I die on Oregon Trail?" There was no
Yeah,
saving
for
and going
sure.
back. You know what I mean? Your kid would just die in the middle of starvation because you didn't have any food on the Oregon Trail.
And
You know
that
what I
was
mean?
it.
That was it. It was a wrap, you know what I'm saying? So, I probably just dated my old ass with the Oregon Trail, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I look, I'm just saying these type of games that they were playing are games that we would have played when we were younger, or I was younger, and we didn't have video games the
For
way they have
sure.
video games now or anything like that. You know what I mean? So, and it's each its own. It is what it is. But yeah. That being said, now that we went on that little tangent there, but I would. This was kind of hilarious to watch early on, right? Because everybody was struggling, trying to figure out how to do this.
Struggling.
I loved Garvey saying like, "I would, I would be awesome at this," and then like
And you
three
know
minutes
what's so
into it,
funny? And then 3 minutes into it, what?
she was like, "I would have sucked at this. I would have been stressed out."
You know who really would have been really good at this?
Johnny,
Johnny. Johnny.
yeah,
I was watching and I was like, "Yo, Johnny would have killed this." But
he really would have.
he really would have, and I'm pretty sure he was saying it too.
You start to see Tyreek and Justine lock in. Once you see them lock in, they secure first place. Toby and Sydney looked completely lost. Um,
I don't think
Sydney, I'm sorry, wait, Sydney completely lost. Sorry, it's true.
um for sure. I definitely saw that. And once again, I love Sydney, but she did, you know, I gotta call my girls out when they're looking a little lost.
Look, all anybody has to do if you watch the season and they watch it in the future, they're gonna watch the episode. They're gonna watch episode whatever it was on from Friday, Thursday, and be like, damn, Toby's an asshole. And then you watch it and you're like, damn, Toby was probably right. He should have been there with Garvey. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's why I couldn't be mad at Toby, but in the same breath, I just didn't like the way he did it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So obviously our finale, our final duel came down to Lucinda and Isaiah versus Justine and Tyreek. The ring, we stepped back into the ring. The ring was divided into four corners. You had two yellow, two blue. There was 18 black bags of money. The small ones were worth 1 point, the mediums 2 points, the large one worth 3 points. The bag had to be fully in their zone, not touching any of the other colors, other team colors. However, there were some white bags that were also in the ring that if they ended up in your corner, the small ones were -2 points, medium -4, large one -6. Before we talk about the actual competition itself, your thoughts on the game? I thought it was a great idea.
I thought it was a great idea. That game, I thought it was a great idea, but I don't think I don't think Lucinda understood.
No, she was trying to drag white. I'm surprised she didn't cost them the.
That's why I thought she would have cost them the game.
If it
I didn't
wasn't for everybody else yelling,
and then what
point.
was Tyreek doing?
So here's two things, okay, about the finale here that I have questions on. One, I don't think I don't think they should have been allowed to like speak or yell at the people playing the game. The people on the outside, the people, the Love
Yeah,
Islanders
because they were like,
should not have.
get up, and
Right. Now here's another thing. Johnny would have been incredible at this one as well. Let me explain to you what my strategy would have been moving into this finale. Okay. My strategy would have been I would have picked if I'm Tyreek or Isaiah, I'm picking them up and I'm laying on top of them and I'm not letting them move and then I'm letting my partner drag all these because they never said how you got him in there.
Was that how is that what Tyreek was trying to do?
I think that's what Tyreek was trying to do was trying to like manipulate his way into like trying to hold him down. And I think it didn't work because like Isaiah ended up being scrappier than I thought maybe Tyreek was anticipating. But to me, that's the way that I think you could win there is all you had to do is try to hold him down and like let your opponent now the thing about Tyreek was he had a much stronger like teammate than Isaiah did, right? Luciendo like was lost half the entire time. But for
Yeah,
me, like I feel like you could have won that how that if that strategy works, I think you can win. But I'm not sure where it backfired.
I don't know where it backfired either. That's why I was like, and like you said, the crowd should have remained quiet.
Yeah, I don't think that was fair.
No, I don't think it was fair. They're like, "Oh, get up, Lucinda, bring this over there." It's like, but that was definitely a really good challenge.
Also, can we talk about how Isaiah heard Johnny say to Tyreek that he has it in the bag, and I feel like he took that personally.
Yeah, I think
And
Zay came out, not Isaiah, Zay.
yeah, he
Yeah,
came out and was like, "You said what now, sir?"
exactly.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
was
And good
pretty
for him. Good for him.
exactly. Of course, we get this dramatic like cut sequence where you knew who won before they told you because of the way that everybody was counting the bags.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Um,
even in French.
right,
Solene and Marvin were
right.
back there counting.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like there was
Yeah,
only 18 bags. Like,
I
what do you mean
know.
6, 7, 8 in like one
So
corner? I was like,
so like it kind of gave it away.
"Yeah, it did." And I think again, that's why they should have had the peanut gallery shut up the entire time. All right. So of course, before we get the big old reveal, Ariana said the Islanders will pick who will get the entire prize. And then of course, before they have the opportunity to pick, Lucinda and Isaiah both had the opportunity to write down love or what's the other one?
Money.
Love or money, love or games, whatever, love and money. And before that, and then were you surprised as many people went to Isaiah as they did versus Lucienda? I mean, he had a lot.
I was really surprised unless there's things that went down that we don't know about, but I definitely thought that was really odd. Like even people from overseas was
Right,
standing behind Isaiah instead of standing behind Lucinda.
right. It was it
Marie,
was
I agree.
pretty
Justine should
yeah,
have
love and
won.
money.
Love Justine.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah,
yeah, I was very surprised. Like, I can't remember right now who exactly stood behind Lucinda, but
well,
maybe it
they
was
did
four
it so f
people.
yeah, they did it so fast that I couldn't, I was trying to keep up with it too, but there was so many of them standing behind. I was kind of shocked by the amount of
Okay,
people.
so standing behind Lucinda was Marvin, Gabby, Andrea, and Solene, and KK.
So not yeah, and then everybody else was behind.
So KK and Andrea from USA stood behind Lucinda, and then everybody else stood behind um Isaiah.
Alright, so can we're gonna address the elephant in the room. Oh, no, no. No, we'll address the elephant in the room. Who was not there?
Bum bum bum. Overseas Chris.
Where was Chris at?
He was fixing his middle finger. No, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Honestly,
Charlie
maybe.
wasn't there either.
Yeah, Charlie wasn't there either. You're right.
Adriana? Was Adriana there? Yep, she was. Yep, I see
Yeah,
a
she
picture
was
of her
there.
right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. She was there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised but then I wasn't surprised because all week they've been all like hanging at the pool and posting content. And I did not see Chris and I did not see Charlie.
Mm, mm,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, Chris doesn't really shock me either because I feel like he made an ass out of himself on the show. So
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was butthurt that that's how he went
hope,
out.
hopefully we don't have to, you know,
See him anytime
hopefully we
soon.
never have to anytime soon. That would
You
make me
know, they're gonna have him on Perfect Match or something. I
probably.
just feel it.
By the way, real quick, I just want to throw it out here. Perfect Match is getting ready to film over the next few weeks. Just want to say that I've heard some names, can't reveal them yet, but I've heard a few names, intrigued by it. I've heard a few names that turned it down and stuff like that. But yeah, just throw that in there real quick.
We
All
got
right,
the exclusive.
we do.
Um, did you? Well, obviously you didn't watch it because you don't watch After Sun.
Oh, your man was on there,
Who's my man?
Ray.
Ray. Yeah, Ray was on there. I saw that. Well, Ray, I told you, Ray and Justine are best friends.
I know.
So of course
I
they're
saw.
gonna bring Ray out there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I thought it was funny how Andrea and Josh were like they're just friends. Like
Shocker.
that's it. And I was a little shocked. I felt like they have a little connection. They're both in Miami.
Especially since how like they got so like emotional.
That was emotional. He even said his sister would have liked her. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they give it a whirl whenever they go back. But then again, they're just now getting out, so maybe they're just friends still. You know, Ace finally just asked, Shelly to be his girlfriend the other day. You know what I mean?
true. No,
Andrea has a man.
No, I know. Dwayne, everybody keeps saying that because technically she had a man, and then everybody was like, if you have a man, why are you going on Love Island Games? And then they broke up. She said they broke up. And that was kind of what she said on After Sun. Like, I just got out of a relationship. I don't want to jump into anything yet.
Oh, so maybe it's just a political thing. Maybe they're politically saying they're not together.
Oh, Lucienda and Merk. I think Merk is done.
Oh
he
yeah.
He was live on TikTok, like, yeah, thank you, America, for kicking me out so I could see what kind of person she really is.
I don't think any of these people are going to be together. Even Barbie and
oh, you heard
Kendall ain't gonna last.
You heard? Oh no, I don't think so either. But it was cute for the moment. You heard what Tyreek said.
What'd he say
about him and Justine when Ariana asked him, like, so we know you guys have a connection, and he dodged that quick. He's like, yeah, she's a good girl, like whatever, but
yeah, come on, we know better. Better.
Tyreek is Tyreeking. There's nothing going on.
He was trying to jump out the damn car before during the show. You know what I mean? He was trying to get anybody that would, I mean, he came very close to being the winner.
If they would have won, do you think he would have shared the money with Justine?
No, not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. But I don't think they would have stood behind him either.
Do you think Justine would have? Oh yeah, everybody. No, I won't say that. The UK people,
yeah,
they're gonna stand behind Tyreek, but
Justine would have had the numbers. It would have been Justine.
Justine would have had, because Justine would have had all the girls.
Yeah, I think she would have shared. I think she would have shared. I just think that's the type of person she is. I think, unless she would have been like, "Hey, I'm going to stab you in the back for what you tried. You tried to ditch me early on. Peace out, player."
Classic. That would have been classic because that's what I was hoping for. If Toby and Sydney got to the finale and they won, I was hoping Sydney took all that money.
That would have been hilarious. And of course, obviously, Isaiah, revealed it was love, and then whatever they did the same. They're going to split the $250,000. Yippee-ki-yay.
He's a lover boy.
Isaiah and Lucienda are our 2025 Love Island Games Season 2 champions. Interesting season. I'm happy it's over. Right now on the surface, if you're not watching the Love is Blind Season 9, Denver, Ashley and I obviously covered the episode. You can listen to the podcast episode, whether you're listening on YouTube or you're listening here on podcast platforms. It's one of the more interesting seasons we've had recently. And I've come to the revelation of I don't really think that I like any of the couples, but I do like some of the individuals on the show, which makes it hard to watch almost. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. I definitely get I this
It's
season is
weird.
so unique. Like, and I'm telling everybody to watch, and they're like, yeah, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll watch. I'm like, no, you need to stop what you're doing and watch this season. It's ridiculous.
And it's like,
You can't compare
I
it to any other season.
no, because and I know that it's only gonna get weirder. So it's just yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
It it
they think that someone wrote like, "Is this a skit?" Because that's how
right.
crazy it is.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is. It is. It's gonna be one of the it's crazy because it's so weird that I Dwayne's underwhelming comment. I see a lot of that, but I
Yeah.
see
So wait to stop kissing the floor. Oh my
shut up, Dwayne.
gosh.
What so one of the interesting things that I can say about what I know of, it's definitely again, it's the most interesting season we've had. And when it's all said and done, when everybody watches all of the episodes, when everybody digests all of that, is that a good or a bad thing? And I don't know the answer to that because I'm not invested in any of the couples, but I'm invested in the demise of the couples, I guess. And that's
I
terrible to say, but I don't know.
I understand what you're saying, and I feel the same exact way. I've never watched a season when I don't like multiple people.
Right.
Usually it's like
I
one person.
I
There's always a villain. Always. There's
I
always
and
one villain, maybe two,
oh,
but
this
not three
season
or
has a
four.
couple of them. Yeah, I don't know. I think only like 2 people. I've thought about this.
I believe you,
I
Dwayne. I don't think any will make it either, honestly.
I can't confirm or deny that statement, but I think I only like 2 people. I like Jordan and I like KB. Everybody else, I feel like
Love
the seasons
KB. I do like Jordan. We saw his little like him being annoying or whatever, but like he hasn't really done anything crazy. Um,
I don't think
but
it's better for him.
just
Interesting.
this season, can't wait till Wednesday.
Yeah, and it's crazy because they're only dropping 7, 8 they're only dropping 3 episodes on Wednesday. So,
Just I'll take
it's,
it.
uh it's interesting. But that being said, yeah, make sure to tune in. We'll be live next Sunday recapping Love Is Blind season 9, episode 7, 8, and 9. I have some clippets of interviews with the cast dropping here and there. I'm cautious about which ones I drop because of what's being said in some of the interviews that I have. I got to be protective of our brand and not getting our brand in trouble here. The Love and Reality. And then, of course, right around the corner is Married at First Sight. Very excited that they're batching that out instead of releasing it the way they used to. And then, of course, Squid Game's a challenge is right around the corner, which is going to be so much fun
Do we have
to
a date
recap.
for Squid Games? Yeah.
November 4th, I think it is.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
Hmm.
I'm so
Right. So
excited for that.
I think it's like between Married at First Sight, Squid Games will be fitting right into January, which we all know what January is. It's Traders time.
Traitor time.
The
Oh,
Trader time.
we forgot to speak about the ultimatum queer love not coming back.
You know what's crazy? We didn't inadvertently say it, but
But we did. We spoke
we
about
we
this.
we spoke about how a few things happened to the show. I really feel like it airing during Love Island really affected the show.
I believe you. I believe like that makes perfect sense. Like no one was. I mean, we were watching it, but
Mhm.
it didn't give me that spark that the first
Mhm.
season did. I wasn't too
No.
invested.
No, I think there was too many I don't know,
I mean, I wouldn't mind if they gave it one more shot. Like give us a
no, I
season
didn't think it
3.
was fair they just canceled it because I mean, the most recent season of the straight version of the show was god awful too. I mean, we got JR out of it. Like, I mean, I'm never gonna forgive them for that. Do you see
No.
the fucking
And
videos he's
then
making on Instagram?
no.
Oh my god.
I have
Oh
to
my
check them
god.
out.
I
I have
I
to
think
check.
on
Why haven't you sent me any?
I
Oh,
because
because
I
you know he annoys me. Ugh.
and you know
And
what?
then
It's he's I
when they brought him
can't even
back
just
for
can
Perfect Match.
can I describe the videos without getting the show ripped off of YouTube? I don't know. I
Wow. I have to check these
he
out.
it's like these big thing about corn, addiction and stuff
Oh.
like that, and like he's making very corny videos about it, and it's just like, but he's talking about corn
Oh.
addiction, and it's like this weird. I don't
I
know. It's just,
did not. Oof. He's doing it. Well, he's definitely not doing it on TikTok because they probably would have took it down.
but
Um, that's
yeah, they're
I'm not
weird videos.
surprised. Yeah,
I
I
watched
mean,
two
who
of
knows?
them.
Maybe that's next. But like, so we're not gonna have a queer show.
No, mm-mm, mm-mm. No,
Love is
it's kind of disappointing.
Love is
I
blind.
know. We've been trying. I've been trying for years to say that we would a Love Is Blind. I'll tell
Oh
you
my
what. This is what I want from Love Is Blind. I want like mature people. I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to be on Love Is Blind unless you're over the age of 30. Period. That's it should be 30 and above. Period.
Well,
Like
after watching this last season, I have no reason to go to Colorado. It's scary. Denver is
well,
scary place.
we talked about how we thought every one of those guys was inherently just 10 times like every one of them were 4 or 5 on a good day with all of the girl like there was a lot of the girls are just beautiful women like and it's just crazy to see these guys fumble this so bad. Like we say that with Edmund fumbling KB with that toddler incident. You have Madison. Yeah, she's a little bit of plus size. She's a beautiful woman. Like stop
Yeah,
it, Joe.
it's Love is Blind. They're worried too much about the looks, the ethnicities. Like, come on. Come on.
Anton and Allie, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
It's
know. There's just
just
some yeah, I don't know if I ever want to go back to Colorado ever again. I liked Colorado.
never been. I probably would have liked it too. I mean,
Well,
I'm probably fine going. I have a whole man, so I'll
yeah,
be
well,
fine.
yeah,
But
exactly.
the
Yeah.
dating scene is
We just have
crazy
to
out there.
yeah, exactly. You just have to watch out for the crazies in the streets, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't it's going to be interesting. There's a lot coming out and I hope that I think Bridget said it best. She posted a video on her TikTok talking about the cancellation
I
of
did.
Love
I
Is
saw that.
the
Love
Ultimatum
Bridget.
Queer Love.
Yeah, love her. We
Yeah,
had her on the pod, and
yeah.
it's sad. It's
But
sad.
it is because there needs to be some sort of representation. I think that we're shifting further and further away from that, and it's starting to be alarming to the point
And
of
we waited for
yeah,
this season, like, right? Like 2 years.
I think it was, yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, because they aired the show, like, almost a year after it aired, and yeah, that's the other downside of, like, how long it takes for them to air the shows. I don't know, I just feel like there's this big push for anti that side of the world, and I think it's alarming that you you don't cancel the straight version, which, again, I think that season wasn't very good, but you do cancel the queer version of the show, so it's kinda shitty, in my
yeah,
opinion.
it's definitely crappy, but hopefully, like, they come up with something.
I agree. I
Love
agree.
is blind. Love is
I think
blind.
it would be awesome. I think Love Is Blind would be awesome.
Hmm.
I think it'd be awesome. Or let's go like a perfect match or something. I don't know. Anything. Just
Yeah.
anything. Anything at all. I'll take anything. Instead, we're gonna get another Harry Jossie show.
Everyone
Um,
keeps telling me. Dwayne said that's why Love Island Friends was a classic.
I know. Everybody keeps telling me I need to watch that too. Maybe we'll find some time to fit it in. Can you subtitle it or
Oh,
something? Can they
I
like
have to watch.
translate?
What do I have to watch? Mormon Wives something?
Yeah, Secret Life of Mormon Wives. I need
Yes.
you to watch the
Okay.
first 2 seasons of that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's my homework, guys.
Yeah, homework for the night because yeah, you need to like watch try to see if you can watch at least a couple of episodes before we podcast next Sunday, just so we can get like a an investment story going on here on the podcast of Ashley's first foray into the world of the Secret Life of
Oh,
Mormon
Secret
Wives.
Life of Mormon Wives.
Yeah, because then we're gonna have an episode where we rank the Mormon wives ahead of the new season because it changes from season one to season two. I like some people in season one and hated
Dwayne
season
said
two.
season 1 was drama.
It's crazy. I'm telling you,
Okay, Hulu.
Hulu.
That's my homework.
Even if it's like you've watched 2 or 3 episodes and then we
Okay.
come on here, you talk about it, and you're like, "Ricky, you're an idiot," and I'm like, "I know, but keep going." You know what I mean? So, but like I said, that being said, also real quick before we go, there's a show called On Brand with Jimmy Fallon that's currently on NBC. It airs Tuesdays and Thursdays, following day on Peacock. A fun show, a unique show, different kind of reality competition show. I did some interviews for it. They dropped over on YouTube. I interviewed the winning pitches from episode 1 and 2. So if you have Peacock, the first 2 episodes are already on there, and I also talked to the person that was eliminated as well. So check those out, check the interviews out, check the show out. It's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool little show. It's definitely different and it's kind of more marketing based, but just a quick concept of what it is. The people on the show, they pitch ideas. Like the first episode was a pitch an entire concept of Dunkin' Donuts, and the best pitch won. They won a marketing deal with Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean? And then the second episode was they won a deal um, with Southwest Airlines. So like it was a
Oh,
cool little like you pitch an entire marketing pitch. First 2 episodes are up on Peacock. I got interviews with who was eliminated, and then the first 2 winners up on the YouTube channel as well. So check that out if you have some time. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode, and we'll be back next Sunday live breaking down Love is Blind season 9.